Welcome to Ron Woodlock Reports, coming to you from the state capital, Austin, Texas. We're being hosted here by Mr. Bryan, Executive Director of the Governor's Office of Economic Development and Tourism for the entire state of Texas. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you giving us this time today to talk about the new bus service that is just being launched internationally between Donna, Texas, United States, and Rio Bravo, Tamaulipas, Mexico. You read the article in the Rio Grande Guardian. Your reaction to this, and how important is it?
Well, I think it's very important. We really value in this state the entrepreneurial spirit that creates opportunities like this. And when we look at trade, we see that it's so closely linked to tourism. And Texas has so much to offer. And so opportunities that we see for folks from the lower Rio Grande Valley to visit northern Mexico and Tamaulipas, I think creates opportunities for both trade and tourism, two tenets of our Texas economy that continue to keep us strong.
And those empty buses need to be filled with Mexican shoppers going back to Donna, Texas, USA, so there'll be a relationship going back and forth. Something somewhat's been lost almost since 9/11.
Well, I think that international trade component, that individual things that shoppers do, really do enhance the trade that we have with companies going back and forth across the border. I think it's an opportunity to really expand on that and do something in the marketplace that I think we all understand.
As we discussed prior to running the tape here today, Bryan, the opportunity for this first step where we're going to crawl, then walk, then run, perhaps going to South Padre, Matamoros, and looking to Roma, and then Miguel Alemán, and those kinds of places, other cross-border places, maybe browse all the way up to El Paso. That sound exciting to you?
It definitely sounds exciting to me. These are relationships that have been in place for decades, and it's an opportunity for us to use technology to solve problems for ourselves, something that Texans have gotten very good at. I think the idea of linking our major tourist destinations in the valley with significant communities with a lot to offer in Mexico only enhances the trade between the two countries.
How important is South Padre Island? Some of your predecessors seem to take the position that when we run South Padre Island advertising in behalf of the state, showing the Padre Island Beach, South Padre Island Beach, and then maybe cross-border relationships and shopping for that South Padre Island visitor, go to Mexico and come back in 2 days in vacation. By doing that, you really are planting the flag at the further southernmost end of the state of Texas. So therefore, when tourist visitors come to the bordering states of Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, they're going to drive the entire state, dropping off money and visiting all the way down the south. Then they're going to turn back and drop more money going back north. So I guess that makes a lot of sense from a marketer, doesn't it?
Well, I think it makes a lot of sense to market the absolute jewels we have along the Gulf Coast and, frankly, other destinations through the state. You're talking about Oklahoma and Arkansas, and I think you make an absolutely correct point, which is we want you to see everything Texas has to offer. And so if you leave Oklahoma City Drive, and you're going to see some wonderful points of interest, and if South Padre Island is your final destination, we know you're going to have a phenomenal vacation there.
And the mayor of South Padre Island, Barry Patel, is advocating now through this program, reaching out to President Donald Trump. While he's spending $1 trillion, let's build that second causeway that's necessary. It's the only barrier island in Texas without 2 access points. So we're going to be advocating for that. That makes sense too, doesn't it?
I think that those kinds of infrastructure decisions always make sense. I was living in San Benito when we built the causeway that we have now. I can remember when what is now the fishing pier was the bridge that linked Port Isabel to South Padre Island. And so I think as we grow in prominence, and certainly as the tourist numbers continue to grow, we have to, as both state and federal government, continue to make infrastructure investments in our communities.
Explain to the audience what it was like to live in San Benito, and then everybody packs up, gets in the car, and heads out to South Padre Island with a ice chest igloo filled with ice and go down and have a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness! My parents were both teachers, and so they typically had many days in the summer off. And I can remember such nice afternoons that we were able to spend at South Padre Island as a family. And I think that continues today. There's certainly many more amenities. I can remember the Holiday Inn and the Palmetto Inn when I was a child, and I look today and see all the condos and hotels and the many restaurants that are there. I think that the folks at South Padre Island and frankly Port Isabel and Los Fresnos too have really capitalized on that tourist traffic and have built an economy there that can withstand all the things that that both tourism and the Gulf Coast can throw at them.
Would you have ever thought, going to South Padre Island from San Benito, where you were a student, that you would be in this position now to market South Padre Island as the head of the tourism department and economic development for the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott?
No, when I was surf fishing in 1978, it never occurred to me that this would be my chair someday. And so I've been wonderfully blessed in that regard. So happy to have an opportunity to serve the people of Texas. And honestly, the work that I do with Governor Abbott, I couldn't ask for a better boss and a great governor for the state of Texas.
Well, he announced his candidacy for governor in the Valley. He came and made his first appointment, Secretary of State, there in Cameron County, after he made a point of that. I interviewed him 4 times during the time he was running as a candidate for governor of the state of Texas. I never had that opportunity before, but he came so often because he did love the Valley, wanted to reach out to the Valley and show he was going to be the governor for the Valley, and he has shown that to be the case.
Well, we're pleased to hear that.
Anything else you'd like to say to the audience before we say au revoir and see you next time?
Oh no, thank you so much for coming by today. You dropped off some wonderful Valley grapefruit and onions for the governor, and we appreciate very much the gift, and we know that some great things are happening in the Valley, and we're just glad to have an opportunity to talk about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
Being an advocate for the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas, South Padre Island. Thank you for joining us here on Ron Whitlock Reports. Till next time, adios.